I would like to begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet today, the Arakwal people of the Bundjalung Nation, and pay my respects to the elders past, present, and emerging. Are you ready to win at the game of life? Well, throw out that rulebook and get down to the business of being the best and most authentic version of you. Welcome to the Human Design Podcast. We're changing the rules around success, abundance, purpose, love, and life, where we're creating a planet where everyone can thrive in a world that loves and supports each other. I'm your host, Emma Dunwoody, a qualified master coach, human design expert, podcaster, and entrepreneur that is living the life of my dreams, breaking all the rules while doing it, making a huge impact, and living my design and manifesting miracles on the daily. Join me as I break down and simplify everything you need to live in alignment with your human design, teach you how to recondition your unconscious mind for greatness, and to take back your power so you can manifest your heaven on earth and serve the rest of the planet at the same time. It's time to give up the fear and step into your highest potential, to reach for the stars, to know and live your greatness. It's what you deserve, and it's what the planet really needs from you. So buckle up and enjoy the ride. Let's talk about the FLFE, or Focused Life Force Energy. I've been in love with this service since 2019, and I attribute a lot of my improved performance in all areas of my life since then to this incredible service. Right after I first put the FLFE on my home, my business took off, and to be honest, my kids actually started getting along better than they had in a really long time. But back to the business. I actually launched my first mastermind the first week of lockdown, with great success when many were struggling. Last year, when I was walking the Camino, I noticed that my body was a lot stronger and fitter, and I'd gone without the joint pain that I'd actually experienced 4 years earlier when I walked it for the first time. And I honestly believe it's being in the FLFE for the last 4 years that's helped my body over that time rest and recover and build muscle and strength. And as I've navigated a number of significant challenges over the last 4 years, like losing both my parents, the end of a 24-year marriage, and building a 7-figure business, I often hear from friends how amazed they are by how quickly I move through challenge, how quickly I get to a place of love, releasing the pain, the trauma, and the conditioning much faster than many, and I know that I get to letting go and love much faster than I used to. The FLFE raises the consciousness of a building or a place or device that it's connected to, meaning that everything and everyone in the vicinity of this higher consciousness field accesses more love, healing, success, and joy than when you were swimming around in the standard collective consciousness. This gives you access to greater inspiration, ideas, thinking, healing, dimensions, grace, and all sorts of good things. To top this all off, the FLFE mitigates EMF. It actually transforms the harmful non-native EMF frequency into good, healing, and protective frequency of shungite. My dog Alice cannot get enough of my phone ever since I switched it on, often sleeping with her head directly on it. Jeffrey and Clayton, the founders and creators of this service, are on a mission to raise consciousness and to get their incredible service to as many people as possible. And so it is very affordable, and you can try it for free for 2 weeks with no obligation. And if you like it, then you can sign up. Check out the links in the show notes and turn your home and office into a temple. Hey, and welcome to today's episode. Well, I want to kick off by saying I'm sorry, because I haven't been around for a couple of Mondays. I've been taking it a little bit slower. I am really running the experiment as an emotional authority of slowing down. And it has been incredible, incredible. And I wanted to actually talk today about my secret weapon and authority, whether you're an emotional authority or not. So I'm going to dive into that in a moment. And before I do, I just want to shout out to all of you out there that are perhaps experiencing maybe a bit of a shit time. I know energetically there is a lot going on. And as I record this, I think we're a day away from the big Pluto transit that will shift Pluto into Aquarius. And I am not an astrologer. This is not my area of expertise, but it's big shifts that are happening. And I believe that will remain like that. So Pluto in Aquarius until 2044. So it's a really big shift and change. And I don't know about you, the full moon really kicked my butt as well. So I kind of just wanted to give you all a bit of a shout out. I know I do this every now and then, but I want you to know that whenever we hit these challenging times where perhaps we're faced with, the thing we really didn't want to have to face, because that's kind of where I've been. I've been facing the challenges that I knew were inevitable. I knew I was going to have to go there. But, I was kind of just waiting until I responded, waiting until I had something to respond to. And, part of this journey that we're all going on right now is making sure that we pat ourselves on the back as we face our dragons, as we take the next step down our hero's journey, down this process of becoming our most authentic self. Because you know me, I am obsessed with authenticity and purpose. I believe that every single one of us has a very specific purpose to play out in this lifetime. And those of us that have chosen to be here right now, and if you're listening to this podcast, then you're one of the change makers, the trailblazers, the people that are straddling, if you like, the old paradigm and the new paradigm. And we are the ones, if we're manifestors, we're inspiring people into action for the new paradigm. If we're generators or manifesting generators, we are here building the new world. If we're projectors, then we are here guiding the builders, guiding the inspirers, guiding the reflectors to the new paradigm. And if we are reflectors, then we are really showing the truth, the reflection of what's really going on, as so many big shifts and changes happen. So I wanted to just touch base with you and say, now, remember, your human design is something that when your mind, your ego, so your fear gets out of control, or let's say you're exhausted and emotional because of so much that's going on, or whatever it is that is kind of perhaps allowing the mind to jump in and be a little bit more in the driver's seat than you would like, or a lot more, let's be honest, then just remember that your human design is always there. Remember that your signature theme, so peace for a manifestor, satisfaction for a generator, peace and satisfaction for a manifesting generator, success for a projector, and delight or surprise and delight for a reflector. Remember, when we experience these states, then we know we're on the right path. And make sure we're aware of our not self themes as well, because that's going to be the big indicator when we're out of alignment. Okay, so for a manifestor, if you're experiencing anger, generator, frustration, manifesting generator, anger and frustration, projector, bitterness, reflector, disappointment. When you're feeling those things, then you're experiencing life from the mind, from conditioning, from the fear, okay, from the ego. This is why I love the fact that human design gives us these very high level, simple things that once we get to know them, then they're these beautiful little, as I love to call them, indicators that just like, oh, this is where I'm at. Oh, this is where I'm at. And in real time, giving us real time feedback. So as we navigate into this new paradigm, I really want all of you just to know that we need you. That even if you feel like you are not where you want to be, who you want to be, doing what you want to do, have what you want to have, please know that it's on its way, that your success, whatever that is for you, is inevitable. Okay? So today, I'm going to give you another short and sweet episode, and I want to give you a bit of an insight into my favorite secret weapon for experiencing my authority with greater clarity. Now, this isn't just for emotional beings, this is for all authorities. And if you're in my Authentic Success Club, which is like $27 a month, you get to hang out with me once a month on a live call. I'm going to teach something with human design. I'm going to teach you something, another modality, another mindset, whatever it might be, all so I can help you get on the path to authentic success. Because if I've discovered one thing, that is, the more me I am, the more success I create. So last month, I actually taught this. So if you're really keen to have a lived experience of what I'm about to share with you, then go and join the Authentic Success Club, and you'll get to witness this in real time and have a go with me, because I lead everyone through it. So one of the things with our authority, especially when we first come to human design, and this is something that I experience, if we are under stress or exhaustion. Okay, so if we're under stress or we're feeling exhausted, then that does cloud our ability to hear, connect to, feel like we're getting clarity from our authority. So me as a line 3, I have experimented with so many ways to improve upon that. I mean, I'm already an emotional authority, and I always joke, like, we're only ever going to have 86% clarity anyway. We're never going to have, a sacral, we're not going to have that clarity. However, for me personally, I have uber good clarity, like the best clarity with my emotional authority, because of heart-brain coherence. Yes, you heard me right. Heart-brain coherence. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is a meditation, I think initially brought to the world by HeartMath, probably made famous by Dr. Joe Dispenza. However, if you follow Greg Braden or Bruce Lipton, or honestly, it's everywhere, you will have heard people talk about this heart-brain coherence. So Dr. Zach Bush talks about it a lot. And one of the things that I've noticed, because I'm fascinated by manifesting at the moment, and I've kind of gone back into that, or down that rabbit hole, and looking at older texts, so older books or ancient wisdom, and they all talk about this heart-brain coherence. And what we want to do is we want to actually get our heart and our brain and our gut actually all talking together. Because when they all talk together, then the heart leads. But most of us, most of the time, are wandering around and the head's leading, because the heart and the head and the heart are not talking to each other. They're actually just running around on their own agenda. And for most people, the mind is louder than the heart or the soul. So we kind of tend to go in the direction of the head as opposed to the heart when they're out of coherence. So one of the things that HeartMath have found, or at least they've done so much research on, so if you are like me and you love a bit of research, you love the results, there is so much evidence now to prove the power of this meditation. But it literally only takes like 90 seconds to 2 minutes, where you put your hand on your heart in some way, you slow your breathing down, you slow your out. So your out breath wants to be longer than your in breath. You bring the feeling of gratitude into that heart space. And then you just sit there with that feeling, imagining the breath coming in and out of the heart space. And what happens is everything comes into coherence. And once that comes into coherence, you can start to ask your heart, my heart, how do I feel about this? My heart, and all of a sudden you'll find you'll get such beautiful guidance. So for me personally, often I will ask the question, and before I've even finished asking the questions, I already have the answer from my heart. So this is a way that I kind of check in with my authority. I know for me, I've got really good at even though my head wants to take action, I can feel the body's like, wait. And when I do this meditation in the morning, and I usually do it as I'm falling asleep at night as well, then I feel like I have a lot more clarity with my authority. So I want you to go out and check it out. I want you to go and give it a go, and then add that to your authority experiment. Sound good? Awesome. I trust you got what you needed from today's episode, and I so look forward to having you on the next one. Bye for now. Thanks everyone for being here all the way to the end of the podcast. I hope you got lots of value out of it. I certainly had a lot of fun doing it. Could I please ask that you share this podcast with friends if you found it valuable? And also, bonus points, could you leave a review for me as well on Apple? It would be greatly appreciated. If at any point you would like to be on the podcast, or you've got questions that you'd like me to discuss on the podcast, by all means get on my socials and DM me. Everything you need is there in the show notes. Have an awesome day. Bye for now.